There is a lot of things that I think that the Apothecary Diaries does really well, and I would say even better than most anime, from its foreshadowing to its characters to mysteries to red herrings, especially the red herrings. And there are quite a few examples of these in the show. We have, of course, Jinchi himself, we have Aduo, we have Mao Mao in some cases, we have Joka, and of course we have Lakan. Now, Lakan is one of those characters who, when introduced, he is presented in such a way that you were basically made to hate him. From the things that he says, to the way that he looks, to his body language, and especially to the way that Mao Mao thinks and acts towards him, and the reaction she has when Jinchi as much as mentions his name to her. From all of these things, one would conclude, and in fact the audience did conclude, that Lakan was a terrible person. Even when you are reading the light novels, yes, you are also moved to that direction, to hating him because Mao Mao hates him. But the thing is that Mao Mao is a very unreliable narrator. We see that in many cases in the anime, and especially in the light novels, where you get to see more of her inner thoughts and then juxtapose that with the way that she acts, especially towards Jinchi, and especially in the later volumes. Now, as far as Lakan goes, he was present for several episodes. For several episodes and several chapters, the audience was made to hate him. And yet, this anime, in less than one episode, I think, it completely flipped the opinion on him for the entire fan base. It was so satisfying reading the light novel and then watching people react to Lakan, knowing that when that episode comes, that their opinion was gonna flip. It wasn't a question if their opinion was gonna change. It was guaranteed. That, to me, is brilliant. It's one of the quickest, and in my opinion, one of the best ways I've ever seen a character completely change the audience's perception of them. And it's completely deserved, because the audience was, of course, made to believe that he forced himself on Feng Shan, when in fact it was completely consensual. 2, they loved each other very much. And 3, there were so many misunderstandings from then all the way to when Mao Mao was 17, I think she is, in the beginning of the anime. All of that could have been solved if this man just talked to people, if he wasn't so socially awkward, but also if Feng Shan also wasn't awkward, or Mao Mao wasn't awkward. Everyone in this family is awkward and weird, and just, they are weird, smart, genius freaks is what they are. But anyway, back to Lakan. I think that his episode is definitely the one that makes people cry the most out of all the shocking and tear-jerking episodes in the anime so far, and there are a few more to come, but Lakan's episode is always one of my go-tos to watch when I go to and see someone's reaction for the Apothecary Diaries. I've even recommended this anime to some of my friends, and I just wait for them to get to that episode because I want their reaction when they find out about Lakan, because honestly he is one of my favorite characters in this series. Yes, he's weird and awkward and a bit of a freak, but he is a beloved freak, and with good reason, much like Mao Mao herself and like Jinchi. This series does beloved freaks so well, and it does red herrings very well. I look forward to seeing more of them being adapted in the future, because I know it's gonna blow people's minds even more. In the comments down below, please tell me if you were shocked by the Lakan reveal, and how you reacted when you found out about his full backstory. And remember, don't just consume, think.